September 11th, 2001. 18 years later, we remember. I can't believe 18 years ago, our world changed forever. I remember what it was like before 9/11. Cell phones were just coming to their own. YouTube wasn't even invented. Facebook didn't exist. And MySpace was just starting. And the internet age and communication age was beginning. President Bush was in Florida doing a huge education push. And his presidency was just starting. It was a time of interesting moments for our country. The sky was as bright as you could get that day. But tragedy would befall us when 4 airplanes were taken over. They had the lives of innocent people, and they were used as weapons of mass destruction. I remember going up to my special education class and I typed in CNN because I heard this rumor and I wanted to confirm it. The journalist in me had to confirm it. And I ran out there, ran upstairs, typed in CNN, and the moment the image came up, Mr. Fleck, who was one of the teachers, said, "The Twin Towers have been destroyed." I said, "What?" I turned and there it was. The image of the second plane destroying the explosion from the second tower. Like all those people back in the day in 1941, when Pearl Harbor was attacked, we listened on the radio the stories of the events of 9/11. We talked about it. We shared our hearts. A buddy of mine their mother and father worked in the World Trade Center. Luckily, they were running late. They didn't get to work, but they made it home. As we all looked out the window, you could see the cooling towers in the background. Limerick was right there. O&J was right next to Limerick. We thought, are we next? As that 4th airplane was headed. We didn't know where it was. Nobody knew. And then there was that crash when heroes took command of the plane and the villains crashed it. They fought for our way of life, for our freedom. I look back and I think about, we have a generation that doesn't remember it. My nieces and nephew are going to study it. Out of the great tragedies of that day came great stories of heroism. People who fought for survival. Yeah, you could talk about the political backlash and all that, but that's not what today is. Today is the day to reflect and to remember everybody who has gone before us. Those who lost their lives on that horrific day. I remember coming home and I was glued to the TV. I didn't have to work that night. And my dad said, we gotta watch the president speak. And we listened to the president speak and those words of reassurance saying, we're gonna get better. The next thing I remember was the sky. That night we came outside and the heavens were opened. Clear as day. Not a single plane except for the military craft that was flying over. The other thing was the silence. The animals on our farm were quiet. The only other time I had heard that was when my dad was dying. September 11th, 2001 changed our lives. You fast forwarded, the technology era is expanded. Cell phones are a way of life. We can never forget New York. We can never forget the Pentagon. And we can never forget Schwanksville, Pennsylvania. So my question to you on this day, on September 11th, you heard my story. What's yours? Where were you on 9/11? Where were you the day our world changed? Where were you when our nation came together as one and said, we will not go into the night. We will rise from the ashes, a stronger nation, a stronger people. When I see our police and firefighters and our ambulance workers and our EMTs and anybody who's a nurse or a doctor or a soldier or who have fought for us, I say this one word: thank you. Challenge you. Comment below and answer the question: where were you? Peace. And may God bless all of you. And may God bless those families who still grieve this day.